Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Stormworks. We are back once again working on our submarine and boom. A little bit of fun footage in the background here for you as usual. Today we are going to be working on the interior layout a little bit more, but I also want to extend the hangar on, well, hangar, haha, not really a hangar, but I want to extend the mast structure or whatever you want to call it on the submarine so you can fit more stuff in there. That last one was an airburst. It was a EMP, by the way. But yeah, real quick, I do want to do a little bit of painting and a little bit of decoration work on the outside of the ship. It is a little plain right now, so I want to get a little bit of more detail going on in here. And then after that, we're going to move forward, work on the hangar a little bit, and then maybe if we have time, we'll go down into the bottom floor and we will start working on the layout for like the mess hall and the galley and whatnot. But yeah, I'm not going to overcomplicate any of this painting stuff too much. I am basically just going to add little pathways, and then I also want to get some deck lights going, which is, I know it is silly, it's a submarine, but I do want to have some deck lights just in case you're surfaced and it's dark out. So that is kind of the game plan with this. Again, we're not going to go crazy with it. I'm just adding kind of these almost grip tape. I guess we'll say it's recreate or trying to recreate grip tape. So that's kind of why I'm using these darker patterns. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's kind of like literally like sandpaper or emery cloth that they glue onto the deck. So when it's wet, you don't slip in, fall into the ocean, and die. Especially because we have no guardrails. But anyways, that's not really my problem. It's still really dangerous to be up there. And you can get in the little hangar deck from inside the submarine. So there's not really a need to go outside. But yeah, so that's kind of just what I'm doing right now. A little bit of detail. I want to get some lights going, some paint going. And as we're getting closer to the build, obviously I'm trying to wrap up the exterior of this as much as I'm trying to wrap up the interior. So anyways, enough of that. I am back from my trip and I am not feeling great, which is not cool, but I'm editing this video the same day it's going to come out. So hopefully it'll come out on time, but I am quite behind on like footage and stuff like that. So I don't know, guys, the consistency with the videos has been rough on me lately, but that's because I keep getting sick and then keep having stuff at work get in the way. So not really trying to make any excuses, but yeah, so I'm hoping to eventually return back to normal, but I kind of tell you guys I'm going to do that and then I don't. So I'm not going to hold that promise this time. So videos will come when they come, but I do need to actually build in the game. I'm kind of running out of game footage to actually make these videos with. And building in the game is one of the more time-consuming parts. And if I'm being honest, I also lately have just kind of been a little burnt out with Stormworks. So I've been playing a lot of Satisfactory. That game is awesome. I highly recommend you check it out if you haven't. Maybe we'll do a series on that in the future if any of you would be interested. But yeah, so that's kind of how things are going. I am back from my trip, like I said, and if you didn't know, I was gone all of last week, but everything went well, and yeah, it was good. So we're here, we're back, and trying to get back into it. And I know haven't seen any diving ship videos, the other series we have going on. That ship hasn't gone anywhere. I just don't have enough footage, so I need to like sit my butt down and build for a few hours. But if you've been keeping up, you also know from the last video that my Stormworks has been kind of not super consistent running lately. So hopefully that will get fixed. I think it was more of like a Windows update issue. I don't really think, before you guys go and witch hunt the devs, don't do that. I think it was like something with Windows because it would just crash the computer. It wouldn't, like, the game itself wouldn't really crash too often. I mean, it would, but every now and then, like, I would also black screen. And if you weren't keeping up, basically I fresh installed the game, verified the files, updated my drivers, updated Windows, restarted the computer, still having issues. So at that point, I'm not really going to go hunt it down. I'm going to wait. I'm a firm believer that it's probably an update issue then, something within the computer's programs that isn't liking each other, not necessarily something that Stormworks is doing or Windows is doing alone. But anyways, we'll knock on wood, and hopefully that is better now. I did play a little bit yesterday when I got back, and it seemed okay. So anyways, enough of that. I completely skipped over the fact that we're cutting a giant hole in the ship. And yeah, that is basically to extend this hangar, and I'm doing it for a very specific reason. If you guys are longer standing viewers of the channel, you will remember I made this helicopter drone for the aircraft carrier, the actual boat aircraft carrier. Basically, it's a drone that can be controlled with a handheld remote by people on it or by a drone station. Essentially, that's why I extended it, so we can fit that inside of this hangar bay, and that is basically the size requirements. So we did that. It should fit now, and now I want to go ahead and detail it up a little bit on the interior. All right, we got the heavy metal session in, and we also got the helicopter in. So win-win. Back in the bottom of the boat now. This is the lower floor, and this is the area that I was talking about earlier. That's going to be the mess hall and the galley. So really weird layout, I know. This section in the middle is got to stay there, and then the other side is going to be hallways. But this is basically for the sub fighter. That is a long forgotten part of this project that I keep neglecting. Anyways, back here, this is going to be like the galley, and then in here and up forward is going to be like a common area and tables for eating, basically the mess. And then obviously the rest is going to just be like a common space. It's a submarine, can't have, can't have too much fun, can't have too much luxury. So we got to make sure it's cramped in here and that it's not comfortable. But we'll get back to that. Right now, I am filling out this hallway, and this hallway is completely unnecessary, really, in the layout. The reason I'm doing this is kind of because if you look at the frames on the other doorway, realistically, you would probably want bulkheads. So this is more of like a bulkheading system for this this floor. But the funny thing about that is there's no door for the big gates on the other side, so they are not really going to work like bulkheads. But that's fine. There are actual bulkheads in this ship. You guys have seen them. They kind of split between the forward section, the rear section, and the missile tubes. But yeah, anyways, this is going to be the mess hall, or the galley, and that room below the stairs is going to be a freezer. So you guys know that I love to do all the HVAC. You guys got a lot of HVAC coming up, trust me. But yeah, so the room down here is just going to be a refrigerator, a cold store for food, and I'm going to play around with moving some windows quick because I want a window down here, down by the landing. There's no point in really having a window. I don't want a lot of windows on the Submarine. Really, there shouldn't be any windows on the Submarine, but I do want to because I don't really build super realistic builds. They're kind of more near future-ish, we'll say. Now, I want the window there just because if we're going to have few windows, we might as well put them in high traffic areas. So I want one at the bottom of the stair landing. That way, every time you head up the stairs, you get a quick little look out the window and remind yourself that you're a human and you shouldn't be under the water. If you guys haven't picked it up, I'm not like a huge sub guy, but I am starting to really enjoy this project. So I have been working on it quite a bit. I say that as earlier, I'm running out of footage, but yeah, I am becoming quite fond of this ship, and it is moving along a lot more nicely now. But yeah, the general plan in here is we're not going to get a lot of the detailing completely done in this episode. But I do want to just go ahead and get some tables, a little bit of seating set up, and then we'll come back later and we'll do all of the HVAC. I got to get the life support system down here. I got to get air conditioning. I got to get heat, that kind of stuff. So all of the fun, unnecessary things. But if you guys didn't see, I did put the life support for this Submarine on the workshop. And if you guys didn't see that episode, basically, it's a system that'll let fires burn in the cabin until the oxygen runs out, and then it will fill the rest of the room back up with breathable air while sucking CO2 out. And you could use that with all enclosed spaces. The really cool thing about that is the oxygen level will dip low enough where the fire will extinguish itself, but you do not suffocate. So it is, it's silly to say, but it is an actual life support system. It will actually keep you alive. So it is on the workshop, pretty easy to hook up. There is one deprecated part, which is the filter. I needed the filter for sucking the CO2 out, but we're not going to get too much into that. You guys want to learn more, there's a pretty good description there. And if not, we have a get help section in our Discord, which might as well shamelessly plug that right now. Guys, if you haven't seen, there is a link down below to my description. We do have a Stormworks Discord server. It's not dedicated to only Stormworks. Come over, come play games. You don't really even need to come play games if you want to share photos of cars or music and that kind of stuff. We just hang out and have fun. There will be a link below to that. And I'll see you over there. And don't be a knucklehead. Be a well-behaved person. But anyways, back to the dining room area, I guess we'll call it. And I just want to get some seats in, some tables in. I know this area is really cramped, so the floor plan's the layout of the chairs is going to be really weird, but I'm kind of going to go for 2 tables. The other thing to think about too is I want 2 tables because generally the officers won't sit with the enlisted. But that being said, the officers also have a room upstairs in command and control that they could probably use for eating. So we're just trying to get some general seating in here. It's got to be multifunctional since it's a submarine. So since this is going to be like the mess hall, it's going to also be kind of a recreation space too. So I want these tables to kind of be enough for people to maybe sit down, play cards, or I don't know. I don't know what people do on submarines other than contemplate their previous decisions. But yeah, so same deal with this window. We're probably going to move this window just because I want it to be symmetric on the table. But that kind of not super necessary. And to be fair, it's funny because I want the windows, but you guys kind of know the underwater in this game it gets really foggy, and you can't really see anything if you're super deep down, anyways. But whatever, it's the thought that counts, I guess. So we'll just get this wall patched up, and that will pretty much do it for this episode. And before we go, I do want to just give it a quick run around. The submarine is a little bit larger than you would think from the interior, so I want to show you guys a good chunk of the interior and where it's at and how it's coming along. So I do need to flip that door around. That is not where it should be. But yeah, we'll head down this hallway, and in here is to get into the submarine fighter. And back here is going to be like the galley again. And then in here, just seats, nothing complicated. Pretty good, nice view out the window. And this was one of the bulkhead walls I was talking about. Pretty much all of the doors with yellow are going to be a bulkhead. So, and this is going to lead forward. And basically that space up there, guys, is going to get turned into bunk rooms and that kind of stuff. And we talked about that a little bit later in the last episode. That's all going to be crew storage, crew space, that kind of thing. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much all I got for you guys in this one. So if you made it to the end, thank you so much. If you guys like this series, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. I promise you more videos. I don't promise you the dates on them. I'll catch you all in the next episode. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day.